How's it going, guys? TacTixHD here with an NHL 14 Hockey Ultimate Team Builder episode. This episode, guys, I'm bringing you the tallest team in Hockey Ultimate Team. So as you guys can see, it's a 5-star team, 28,580 salary, and 77 team chemistry. So what I did, guys, is every single player on this team, forward, defense, and goaltenders, had to be 6'5" or taller. That cut out a bunch of players. There's a lot of good actually, there's a lot of really good NHL players that are 6'4", like Ryan Getzlaf, Rick Nash, the Stahl brothers. They're all 6'4". Unfortunately, for whatever reason, once you hit 6'5" in the NHL, your skill level tends to drop off drastically. At least for the forwards, we do have a lot of good defensemen, but you guys will see this team's a pretty grind team, to say the least. Definitely good in 4-star wheel physically on teams, but don't really have very many scorers or playmakers to work with. So, anyway, guys, getting on here to the forwards, you guys can see our first line here. We have Rupp, Hansel, and Burns. Burns, obviously, our highest rated forward and our best forward. Pretty much the only forward here that can score besides Wheeler. And he's playing with Hansel, though. He's a decent first-line center. Our second line, guys, we have Wheeler, Gustad, and Sestito. Gustad's a decent center, but he's more of a fourth-line center. Wheeler's our next best player behind Burns. They're pretty much all the scoring from this team is going to come from this triangle here in Hansel, Burns, and Wheeler. And our third line here, guys, we have Zubris, Boyle, and Scott. Boyle's a pretty good third-line center. Zubris is decent, more of a fourth-line guy. And then Scott's pretty much just a pylon who's good for getting in fights and hitting guys into the boards. And then finally, guys, on the fourth line here, we have Fraser McLaren, Joel Colborne, and George Peros. So that's actually a decent fourth line. We got a couple of enforcers down there. And in regards to their heights, guys, you can see first line there, we have 6'5", 6'6", 6'5". Second line, all 6'5s. Third line, our tallest forward line at 6'8", 6'7", 6'5", and the fourth line there again, all 6'5". So, as you guys can see, pretty weak too on the left wing. No really great players to work with. Centers honestly aren't too bad at all, and then right wings, those top two are actually pretty good. So if we just had a couple, maybe better left wingers, this would be actually a decent forward group. Unfortunately, we've got a couple plugs there, and it's pretty hard to score goals with them. Next, guys, going on to the defense. You guys can see we have Zdeno Chara and Tyler Myers as our top pair defensemen. So that's an amazing top pair. Two tallest defensemen in the game, side by side. Really good top pair, and they both have amazing shots on them. So they make up for a lot of the scoring the offense lacks. On the second pair, guys, you have Buffligan and Alexiak. Alexiak's actually an AHL player. Got the Winnipeg Change team on him, and him and Buffligan actually a really good pairing. Also, guys, Buffligan is not only one of the tallest players in the NHL, he's actually the heaviest in height at 265 pounds. So good job for him. And then on the third pairing here, guys, we have Franzen and Finley. Franzen's pretty good offensively, and Finley more or less just a pylon, but he's 6'8", and he can deliver some checks. So, as you guys can see here, our defense is huge. We have 6'9", 6'8", 6'5", 6'7", 6'8", and 6'5". And there's actually a couple 6'6" defensemen, guys, that didn't make the team because they're both left-handed defensemen. I think that's Hedman and Jeff Schultz. So, I didn't want to put any position changes on this team, so even though Buffkin and Franzen at 6'5" are shorter than the two 6'6" players, they're actually the second and third tallest right-handed defensemen. And next, guys, we'll go on to the goaltending. Probably most of you knew who we were expecting here. We got Messian and Bishop. Messian obviously 6'8", Bishop 6'7", and Messian fully upgraded, almost 99 throughout. Bishop, just his regular card, is actually pretty strong goaltender because of that height. Fatigue right now, but he's normally 81, 84 throughout. So those are two good goaltenders. Definitely recommend both of them. So right now, guys, take a quick look at the line chemistry. You can see we have 77 chemistry on the first forward line, 79 on the second, 57 on the third. That enforcer really just messes up the line mix. And then 74 here on the fourth. As you can see, this line mix too is red, but we have the two Toronto cards there, so that gives us the boost. Really had trouble finding an enforcer line mix that worked. I tried 3 enforcers, that didn't work. I tried enforcer, power forward, grinder, enforcer, power forward, two-way forward, enforcer, I don't know, enforcer, two-way forward, grinder. Nothing gave me a green line mix with enforcers, only yellow. So if anyone has an idea of what you could do to get the green mix with enforcers, let me know. Maybe there's nothing in the game because enforcers don't really fit for a perfect chemistry. Maybe that's the point. I'm not really sure, but anyway, guys, that's our forward line chemistry. Defense line chemistry here, we have 77 with Chara and Myers, 90 there with Alexiak and Buffligan, and 81 there with Finley and Franzen. Pretty sure I said Buffligan's name wrong like 3 times, so do forgive me, guys. Also, guys, in regards to this team's price, and all in all, is a pretty cheap team. Aside from Chara, obviously Chara's going to set you back about 500k. The rest of the team is pretty cheap. You don't have to get Team of the Week miles. I just happened to have one from my regular team. You can probably get one for like, I'm going to say 10, maybe even 10 or 15k, maybe less now. Burns is around 15k, and the rest of the team is going to be 2k or less. I think Wheeler's like 1.5. The rest of the team, Buffkin's going to set you back, I think, about 30 or 40, but the rest of the team is quite cheap. So if you want to try this team and say, you know, sub in somebody for Chara, sub in a couple guys for like Burns, Myers, and Buffagain, you can still experience what it's like to have this team, as it's pretty crazy when you're playing other teams and all your players are just so much bigger. But like I was saying, guys, this team not very skillful at all. We can take another look here at the forwards. Really, these three guys are creating all of our offense, and so we dominated physically. We got a lot of hits, and you know, we did create some shooting lanes with the forwards, hitting guys out of the way, getting the shots on the points with our defense, but just not enough scoring chances. And I played 2 games with this team, one in Division 2, one in Division 3, and it was rough 2 games, not gonna lie, guys. Not only are they not the most skilled players, but they're also not very fast. So when somebody's got like a lineup of, say, like Duchesne, Camilleri, Gabrick, even when you get by them, they're gonna catch you every time, and that's if their defense doesn't catch you first. So very slow team, not very skilled, but very physical, and just sometimes just fun to play with. Pretty much every single guy on this team, forward or defense, can just crush the opponent's player into the board. It's kind of funny to watch. And you know, also defensively, this ain't that bad of a top 6, but forwards is definitely where the team's lacking. So definitely not a team to win the Elite Playoffs or Division 1 with, but it is a team to have some fun with. Just go out there and hit some guys around, see what happens. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Once I finish talking here, guys, I'll have a couple highlight reel goals, maybe some highlight reel checks or something to show you guys. Besides that, guys, that's it for now. If you have any suggestions for future team builds, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to read them. And besides that, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Make that puck from down low, go back to the point. On the rush, 2-on-1 chance. Good poke check on the... He shoots, he scores! Through center ice to Eric Stahl. Big time shot to Ruff. Takes that pass in front of the net, and he scores!
It's the kind of beat that go.